3 years ago I noticed that I didn't feel quite happy, but it didn't make any sense to me because I didn't know why, and so I kind of suppressed that feeling for myself. After a year I could no longer hold it in, so I started a therapy. My therapist diagnosed me with dysthymia, which is a mental condition that can lead to depression but doesn't have to. And since I know that, it's much easier for me to deal with that because I now know why I'm unhappy sometimes, and my therapist also helps me to get out of these phases. I'm 19 years old. I used to live in Nuremberg and now I live in Würzburg to study teaching posts for elementary school. For me personally, happiness is when you just lay in bed after a day and you're happy about yourself, you're happy about what you did that day, and you just smile. The first happy memory I could think about is when my boyfriend and me were in Paris, and we were pretty drunk that evening, and we saw these new e-scooters on the street and decided to do a race at the sun, and it was so funny. As I already mentioned, I go to therapy, and just to make sure that I stay happy and work on myself, I try to stay healthy, so I go to sport and I try to eat healthy also, and I try to socialize very often with my friends and my family. So most of the time it's not just one specific thing that makes me happy, but a combination of these, and also maybe clean my room and something like that, because there's a saying that's clean space, clean mind, and that's pretty true. For more people to be happy, it requires more people to be honest, I think, because everyone always thinks they're pretty much alone, but the reality is you are not. With every problem you have, there's someone else that also feels the same way. So with my antidepressiva and with all the things I know now that make me happy or that lead to me staying healthy and happy, I am pretty much happy, and when I'm not, I exactly know what I have to do. I most of the time call my boyfriend or family or friends, and that leads to me being happy because I know they all support me. So if you're not as happy as you wish to be, just talk to someone. That's the biggest lesson I've learned so far. Talk to your family or maybe your friends. And if you don't want to talk at all to someone you know, just go to therapy and talk to the therapist, because it really, really helps. You should also know that you're never alone and that it's not a shame to be unhappy, because most of the people say they're happy, but sometimes they aren't, and just be honest. It's not a shame if you are not happy, and also not if you do something about it and go to therapy, for example.